Ba-ba-ba-bam. Wow. Jacqueline Woodson's Hush. You know this author because of crazy reasons. Number one is that, first of all, she wrote so many novels that won so many awards. She was the recipient of the 3 Newbery Honors, and she was a finalist for the National Book Award, like twice. She also won the Coretta Scott King Award, the Los Angeles Times Book Prize for Miracle Boys, and her most recent book, and a novel based on Myth Moon, her picture books, and she even got her National Book Award with an autobiographical poetry collection, Brown Girl Dreaming, and that is just something you're gonna have to live with your whole life. Next thing I want to really say right now is the plot of Hush. One thing that seems to be going on throughout the whole book is that it's hushing people. So it starts off like this. There's a girl, and there's a sister, there's her daddy, and there's a mommy. The sister is just older than the girl, our main character and a hero of the story. Yep, that's right. The next thing I want to say right now is that during the plot, lots of things seem to go on and engage themselves throughout the whole novel. One thing first is that the dad, who's also a cop, witnesses a shooting of a black boy, according to his description. A white boy, no, not a white boy. 2 white cops both shot at a black boy who's just standing there like this. And then they're like, wait, look at this kid. Okay, he's gonna do something bad. Bang, bang, they both did that. And, well, they went to court, and finally, they're dead. And, well, at least their souls are dead. Now, they're not literally dead, of course. Their souls are basically dead. Maybe not exactly, so they literally just saw the horror of what they did literally right after they did it, which is a little too late, guys. And so they went to jail, which is a place where you go to if you lose your soul. And I'm pretty sure you do not want to lose your soul. And yeah, that's all I have inside me. And now let's keep on talking about what happens next. So the family moves to Denver, out of Denver to a random location. They don't tell you where because they say it's fictional, but I do not want to tell my life story. Even though it's completely fictional, the characters are fake, so I'm not sure why Jacqueline Woodson would literally go ahead and write that down. But the next thing I know is that they've been in Denver and they're there and they're finally they decide to go out in the middle of the night because somebody's trying to shoot them. Somebody's trying to shoot them and murder them because, hey, why are you trying to put your fellow cop into jail? They're saying there's nothing wrong with shooting that boy, which is definitely wrong. And it also teaches us one thing that's pretty important to me. What's right and what's wrong. If you know what's right, then you'll know what to do. But if you know what's wrong, then, well, you're probably not sure what's right. You know that's wrong, but is this wrong or right? I have no idea, but I want to do it, but then I'm not allowed to do it, so it must be wrong. It sort of goes out like that, and everything seems to be out of the world, too. One more thing I'll mention right now is that Jacqueline Woodson really teaches us about silence a lot. It teaches us about family, and the next thing that seems to be going on here is all the literal ideas that I have forming around my head when I read it. Although I literally got grossed out and felt a pain in my wrist when I read that chapter about where the glass jar, a bowl was broken into glass jars by the dad who was now, I don't know what his job is, but just mentioned it, or I just didn't read it properly, but he just smashed it and then took one glass jar and placed it in his wrist I'm not gonna do it with real hands because it's gonna make me feel the memories again. And said, I'm ready to die, and then he's forced into the hospital because he's like, I don't wanna die! Yeah, it goes out like that. later when they finally convince him, you're not gonna die, then, well, he was more of a temper tantrum. But then, after a month in hospital, he came back. And during that month of hospital, he felt better. In fact, it feels like he had a great time there and learned something about himself. It makes also they put him in drug that makes him sleepy, but makes him remember who he is, at least who he was, and that he should never forget who he was. And now let's talk about the autobiographical sketches of this. Well, there's not much autobiography from what I point out from here. Her autobiography is probably in the book Brown Girl Dreaming, because it includes her as the main character in the book as far as I'm concerned. But that's more of my opinion. For this, I'm not really sure about the autobiographical sketch part, because all it says is it's fictional and it's totally fake. And here you go. My name is blah 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 blah. My name is blah 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 blah. And this is why I'm here. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it goes on like that. And I don't really understand most of it too. Why write about this? And it clicked. It's a document of family, because there's this the older sister isn't 16 or 17 yet. Turns out she's 15 as far as I'm concerned, and says that she wants to go to college, and she chooses a good college, and then she finds out you don't have to be 16. All you need is good grades. All you need is straight A's, and you don't even need a high school diploma, turns out, to go to that college. All you need are the grades. Also, some people are still prejudiced and gave her wrong grades, saying, "Hey, you didn't get an A. You got an A minus. You got a B plus there." When literally every question is right. They just changed the question a bit. At least that's how I imagined it. But somehow she made it through, got all A's, and after almost a year of moving away, she finally got accepted in there and was ready to leave. The main character in the book, our little girl, got into track, but her mother's like, "Why did you go on the track? You're wasting your talent!" Like all those sorts of things, and she's afraid of all that. That's how I imagine it, at least. I don't really know why you can't tell your mom about track until you realize she's religious and that these sports are probably unworthy. And so that seems to work out, and then next thing I know is that the book ended. Telling about the time why he went, like, it ended with this scene. The little girl, also she's not little anymore, she's like, pretty sure 14. Like, a 14-year-old girl goes ahead, and at the end, when her dad comes back, and it finally says this, and it finally asks, "Can you tell me the first time when you wanted to become a cop?" And that got him. He was like weirded out first, but then he got himself more non-weirded out, and that got him interested. Family is like a magnet. Let's say that these 4 prongs, 1, 2, 3, 4, are parts of the family in the story, and that this little circle just erase the port to souvenir part out of your mind. That's pointless here. This ink, that's, well, this is the little sister, this is the little sister, this is the older sister, this is the mom, and this is the daddy. Daddy has a longer chain because he's seen enough things in life and that he does not want to see, and he's kind of maddening himself, let's say, because look at it, he's just not himself anymore until the end of the book. And so he's the long chain, the long link of the whole family. The mother is religious, and she's like the other chains, the sisters, because they know that deep inside that what is right and what is wrong, and that they did the right thing. And also, they really want to believe that the long chain guy wanted to believe that the long chain guy did the right thing. They still, down inside, don't really believe it's the right thing, too. They could have stayed in Denver. Sure, that's a choice. And another thing that could have happened was that they could have been murdered. Which is why the little girl doesn't link the thing, but the older sister does, because turns out a lot of people prejudice saying older, the smarter you are. And then the mother comes in, but the father is the one who links them all into this one big, well, almost circle. Because if there's one thing that the father learned, it's that life is hard and unfair, but you're gonna have to keep it to the end to show the world that you can do it. Whatever you wear, whatever your this color is, it doesn't matter. Because deep down inside, you can show the world who you truly are. And that's how I see the world. You don't need all these fancy books to prove that you're smart. You don't need a fame to prove that you're awesome. By the way, hi. Definitely don't need someone else to tell you that you're great. Because down inside, unless you're a mass murderer or something terrible job, you know you're great and you can be destined for something even greater. Also, you may believe that you're here for a reason. I definitely do not believe any of that, well, junk. At least according to me, it's junk because, I mean, yes, I let all those religious people out there believe what they believe, and I kind of think that it's kind of nice to really believe in yourself when there's someone out there just listening to you. It's nice because then you can just spill all your secrets out to them secretly, silently inside you, and you'll feel great. But I really don't think you're here for a reason that you don't know the reason yet. I think that's junk. I think you know why you're here, and you know the reason. It's just that you do not know that you know the reason. That's what I believe in. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and I hope to see you guys soon, and I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye. Peace.